Now over on the left, we have a bunch of smart collections. We have some of the ones that Pete was talking about that were auto-analyzed. For example, we have a bunch of shots here that all have one person in them. That's automatically been detected. We have things like close-up that have automatically been detected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back up to the top here, and we'll choose a clip in here. Let's see, grab a clip, use clips of the car going by. And what I'm going to do is do a little bit of keywording. So when I come in here, we've got a shot, this piece of the shot. I can select this, and I can put a keyword on it by just bringing up the keyword panel, and I'll type in splash. And now that keyword has been added to that portion of the clip. You see from this blue bar up here that that's been added to that portion of that clip. I come back here to the beginning, select another range here where the car is skidding, and I can put in a skid keyword. Whoops. Put in a skid keyword. And now I've got that keyword on that portion of the clip. And over here in the left-hand column, you'll notice that I've got a skid and splash smart collection that have automatically been added. If I open up this clip, you can see that I can select, and I can select those two ranges of that clip. This is really powerful. A lot of times you have really long clips, you have a 20-minute clip, and you might have a few 10-second segments in the middle that are interesting. Instead of having to keyword the whole thing with splash and skid, and then have to go back and find the pieces you want, you can tag just the sections that you're interested in. There's also a favoriting mechanism, like with a favorite button. It's really powerful, and it's amazing when you have a lot of content and you're trying to find things. You can do this, and the keywords can overlap. So you can have the same section of media can have multiple keywords on it. So it's really powerful for being able to organize your footage. Now, the list view is one way to look at this, but I also have a film strip view. And in the film strip view, we get film strips of all your content with skimming. You get to control the time frame. We're currently set to one thumbnail for each 10 seconds of video. And you'll notice as I scroll down here, without even having to move the cursor around, I can tell what's in each of these clips. I'm sure everybody here has had a situation where you're trying to find some content, and you double-click on something, you open it up, you scrub back and forth, not that one, close it, double-click on something, scrub back and forth. And it's an incredibly time-consuming process. Here, I can just scroll down and I can see, okay, I've got the car coming up the hill, I've got the car skidding along here. You know, you've got all of these clips that are really, really easy to identify. And I can make selections in here, I can put keywords on. I can also just drag a selection over to one of these keyword collections, skid, that automatically puts the skid keyword on that portion of the clip. So now, if I come up and select skid, I'm now looking at those two segments of those two clips that have that skid keyword on it. It's that easy to get back to the content that you want to. So it's really a huge improvement in the organization process in Final Cut Pro 10. So, I'm going to jump down to the timeline now, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my timeline index. The timeline index is actually a chronological listing of everything that's in the timeline. And you can search on this, so you can find any clip, any title, anything you want, you can find it directly here in the timeline index. It also has a section for tags, and this allows you to put markers within a timeline that you can get back to really easily, or even to-do markers that you can assign and then check off as you finish them. I'm going to use this as kind of a cheat sheet to jump around within the timeline. First thing I'm going to do is jump down here a little bit and scroll down and zoom in just a little bit here. So let's demonstrate the magnetic timeline. So you'll see that these clips in here, the stuff that's in the primary storyline, we have these little green lines that show the clip connections to the audio. So if I pick up a clip and move it around, things move around, but the audio that's associated with that clip moves with it. The sync is maintained as I move things around. I can move stuff around earlier and later in the timeline. I can also pick up a clip that has things attached to it, and the audio that's attached to it moves with it automatically. And the timeline rearranges itself as I go. The magnetic timeline also allows me to do things like, for example, if I go to extend this piece of audio, normally when I get to this point where it's going to hit that other audio clip, I wouldn't be able to move it any further. I'd have to go move that other one out of the way and worry about what other things that was going to affect. Here I just move it down a little further. And I got it.